Hey guys, it's TJ again. Today I have something that I came across on the internet that I thought I should share with you. It's a secret menu that you can access for those with E90s, the E87, E60. This is a secret menu that you can access. It has a lot of useful things that you can get from there. So what you want to do, I find it quite useful. Some of the menus you cannot get into if the car is not running. So for that, my engine is running. So you might want to bear that in mind. So what you want to do to get to this menu, when you've started your engine and all these lights have cleared out, and with this menu you have your time and your cabin temperature here, your mileage and your trip odometer data. What you'd like to do is press and hold this trip reset button. So you press it until all the errors clear. Service menu until all that clears, and you want to get to this menu where it shows this number. This is part of your VIN number or your vehicle identification number. So what you would like to do, the cluster will be logged initially 90% of it, if not 100% of the time. Like if you have shut down your engine and you start it again, it will most probably would have logged. So what you'd like to do for you to get the unlock code is add these numbers, these 5 numbers. So in my case, of course this will be different, but in my case I'll add 6, 4, 1, 3 and 1. So if I add these 5 numbers, I'll get 15. 6 plus 4, 10, plus 1 plus 3 plus 1, that's 15. So how do you enter the unlock code, or the 15 in my case? You see this number 01.00. 01 means we are in menu number 1, and under number 1 this is sub menu 00, which is a sub menu of menu number 1. So what you'd like to do if you're in this state is press and hold the trip reset button again to get back to main menu number 1, so that you can scroll up to the main menu number 19. So press and hold, it will show these digits, and keep pressing BC. You see, you start scrolling up until you get to 19. Then it will tell you the lock is on and allow you to enter the code. So you just sorry about that, I was a bit slow. Get to menu 19. When you try its code, start pressing until you get to 15. In my case, if your number is 14, press BC, the trip reset button until you get to 14. In my case, I've done it to 15, so it means my cluster has been unlocked. So to verify, I'll come back to the main menus. I'll scroll to menu number 19, and it tells me the lock is off. So what I would like to, for example, on menu number 5, this tells me the current fuel consumption. So 11.4 liters per 100 kilometers. This menu has sub menus, but because it's written in Dutch, some of them I don't quite understand, but I can see this one tells me the amount of kilometers I can, like this sub menu, I can travel 413 kilometers, 413.2. So if I come back to, let's go to menu number 6. This tells me how much I have in my tank. So the left side and the right side, I'm sure this means that I have 35 liters in my tank. I'm not sure, but if it was 35 liters, I'm sure it will be somewhere here. So I'm thinking it should be 47, because my tank is 65 liters. So since I'm at just above 3/4, I think this tells me the total amount of fuel I have in my tank. The other menu I find quite useful is menu number 7. This tells me the coolant temperature. So sometimes I found this useful once I had a problem with I had a coolant leak, so I wanted to monitor it so that I do not get to the point where the engine boils. You know how it goes when some oxygen gets into your cooling system. Sometimes it quickens how your car gets to the boiling point. So when I was traveling, I would like to monitor. So you have to know for your engine which are the normal coolant temperature working ranges. So for my case, it was a maximum of 105 degrees Celsius for the coolant temperature. This is not the engine temperature. It is coolant temperature. There's a difference. So there's a difference between the operating temperature of your engine and the operating temperature of your coolant. So for mine, I knew when it gets to 105, the thermostat has to open, the water cycles, and it has to drop to about 85. Then it starts rising again, gets to 105, it does that same thing again. So another one is menu number 9. What was there again? Okay, this is voltage. The voltage, sometimes maybe you would like to diagnose. Maybe you think your battery is bad or your alternator is bad. Before you start your engine, if you get to menu number 19, if your battery is good, you have to get at least 11 point something volts up to 12.3 volts or something like that. Then when the engine is running, it has to be giving something like 13.9 to 14, depending with your revs. Like you see, it even rises to 14 because the alternator gives more power when you're revving it. So if you'd like to troubleshoot and see what's going on maybe with your power system, you suspect that your alternator is bad or your battery is worn out, you might find this useful. So I will leave a link down in the description for where you can find all the uses of these menus, or I will just paste I'll just write them down so that you can see which one. I cannot cover all the menus in this video, so it will be down. It will be in the description. So check that out. If you might find something useful for you, but I was just trying to highlight what can be useful within this menu. Another thing I had almost forgotten is should be menu number 1. Is it the where you can test your instrument cluster, this whole cluster, KI test? So it seems I cannot do the KI test while the engine is running, because it tests all these gauges if they are working, all the lights if they can turn on and off, all these gauges. So it just tests the whole instrument cluster. So maybe if you're buying a second-hand car, you might want to use menu number 2 to do an instrument cluster test and see if all the electronics are working. That might be useful as well. So again, this is what I had to share today. If you want to get out of this menu, you can just switch off the engine. I'm not sure of a way you can actually exit the menu and get back to where it shows you the time, but there's nothing you can it doesn't matter if you travel with a menu details showing. It's quite fine. So don't worry about that. But so yeah, this is what I wanted to share with you guys. Hopefully it helps you somehow. Find more details of these menus down in the description. I'll leave them to you. I'll write down all the other menus from 1 to 21, what they do and what information is there available for you. So thanks so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel. I will see you in the next one.